Get away!
This outsider follows our way. Praise me, ancestors. Let them know the might of the Karui. I am the true Nakuramakui. Lend me your strength, Tokuhama! Why do you reject me? All I have done in your honor. So be it. I will save my people myself. The power of the ancestors is mine! I will give everything!
Hi, this is Bear here, and this is day 5.5, I think, of SSF. As you can tell, the character is kind of broken. This is the Poisonburst Pathfinder. So I transitioned away from staffs and from Stormwave into this, and I'm pretty kitted out. So right now I currently have about, I think, 100 and... Does it show here? No, right now. Why does it show my magic line? I don't think it shows here. Oh, wait, no, it does. I have to go here. I have 100% meth, and I do this amount of damage, and I'm also like have 30k EHP. So, just saying, this is kind of absurd. All right, so I'm gonna briefly talk about what how this build is this strong, and also how to get the items I needed to do this. Right, first and foremost, this is the Poisonburst Vine Arrow Acid Concoction. So what you're gonna do is you drop Vine Arrow, and then you hit Poisonburst on the boss and the Vine Arrows, and then you just spam Concoction on it, and pretty much will nuke any boss down as long as there's enough mana flask to not go to basically be able to nuke the boss down. If you don't have enough mana flask, or you don't do enough damage, you run out of mana flask, and a bit sad. Anyway, let's talk about the itemization. So this is, I mean, this is pretty much the Poisonburst build from trade. So I had a Poisonburst build in trade as well, about using Voltaxic, and I was scaling both lightning and physical. In this case here, I'm only scaling physical because Voltaxic is very hard to come by, and 2, I have not found a Plague Bringer. So a Plague Finger, sorry. Plague Finger is this glove that allows me to take all elemental damage and basically turn that, have that apply poison magnitude. I haven't found that. I also haven't found the original sin. I also haven't found. So only way to scale this is just physical, right? And so crafting a good physical bow is kind of the priority here. Now, there are pretty easy ways to craft a physical bow. I'm going to show you later, but for now I'm just going to show you my items, so you can have your jaw drop a little, because I've got my items are pretty sick. Okay. So Poison Burst Arrow is level 20. So I found one level 20 gem. It is also sex socketed, so I have perfect. I have found a total of 5 perfects and about 7, actually 18 divine. So that's how much I've been be able to farm. And then yeah, so 20 quality, 20 levels, and 6 sockets, 6 links. Right. Links are pretty straightforward. It's just like POE1, except the difference is I did find a rig wall, but I realized that it's actually better to put the rig wall on the extra concoction because it just attacks way faster and you can burst the boss down even faster. Poison Burst, you already have Liberation, you can have Concentrated Effect and Close Combat, so you don't really need rig walls on this. Anyway, yeah, Vine Arrow is a 5 link. Yeah, don't even need quality on this. Few charges for mobility. I still have the same companion as when I was using staffs, Ghost Dance, and Herald Plague. I would like to actually run Plague Bearer. I don't have enough spirit at the moment, so that will require me to get about 40 spirit on the amulet, I think. 50 if possible, so that's a solar amulet, and then I don't have to reserve anything else. Alright, let's talk about itemization, because this is the part where it'll be a bit shocking for you if you're in trade and you wonder, I can't get decent gear in trade, why? Okay, so this is SSF, let me just show you once again. Gold stuff found, and this is about 5.5 days in for a fresh start. This is my bow. I was planning to have an obliterator bow, because it has just higher base fizz. But what I have, so whenever I find a bow with decent prefixes, so either 140 plus fizz or hybrid fizz, it's a candidate for crafting, right? And you can just craft it. So in this case here, I found a Gemini bow with hybrid prefix. I think T2, is it T2? Yeah, T2 hybrid prefix. It had, I think, crit chance suffix. And so what you want to do in SSF is, you can do this in trade too, but I'm going to give you my SSF strategy. What you're going to do is you're going to use a, let me actually go back to, how about I go back to base first, and I don't need any of these, right? Oh, let me just double check. Usually if it's a rare and a T2, it's garbage. Yep, it's garbage. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to craft a bow. Many ways you can pick up bases, or you can gamble for them. I gambled for this one actually, the one I'm wearing right now. Got it off this. That's why I kind of have no goal at the moment. Usually when I get a mil or plus, I start gambling, and I'll just look for bows with decent prefixes or empty prefix, and I slam a greater orb of augmentation. So in this case here, what happened was I found a Gemini bow with the prefix and crit chance. Okay, what you do next is you do this. You get greater essence of abrasion, and you slam it. It puts it to a rare and gives it flat, guaranteed flat. Okay, next thing you do is you're going to slam greater exalt or exalt, because you're going to try to fill 2 suffix, 2 prefixes, 2 suffixes, right? So right now you have 2 prefixes, you have 1 suffix. There is a way to do it which can kind of cost quite a bit of currency, not currency, nothing costs money here. You can use Sinistral Necromancy, but these things are extremely rare and you kind of want to save them. And with the number of bow candidates you drop, you almost always never do that. So what you do is you just slam an exalt, and hopefully you land a suffix. If you land a exalt, if you land a suffix, you can just slam, because a suffix is 2 out of 3, right? The odds are 2 out of 3 to land a suffix. I'm sorry, not 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5. Okay, the odds are 3 out of 5 to land a suffix, as opposed to 2 out of 5 to land a prefix. If you do land a prefix, you can try the chance orbit, chaos orbit. So you remove the prefix and land another suffix if possible. If you brick and you remove the hybrid or the percentage fizz, you pretty much just scrap it and restart, like do another base. But let's say, for example, you manage to get two prefixes, sorry, 1 prefix and what am I talking about? Okay, 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes. Hold up, well, sorry, I'm a little bit confused here. Okay, so you have 1 empty prefix and 2 empty suffixes. Usually that's what it is when it's rare. So it's a 2 in 3 to land a suffix if you exalt, and if you land the 1 in 3, which is the prefix, you chaos orbit. If you lose any of your 2 prefixes, you restart from scratch. It doesn't matter. You usually find these either T2 T1 hybrid or T2 T1 percentage fizz, pure percentage fizz. You can get these pretty easily, I think. So it's okay if you break it, but I think I break like 5 or 6 so far. So in this case here, what I got was it fills prefix. So this fill prefix, I think it was 1 to 3 cold damage, and so I chaos stopped it, and I think I chaos stopped the accuracy. No, I chaos stopped. No, it was originally accuracy. I chaos stopped the accuracy first. Accuracy went from 8% to 15, so that was a complete utter luck. And then the other chaos orb removed the cold and then added crit. Yeah, removed the cold and added crit. So what happened is that I now have 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes, and it's a 50-50 to land this on the prefix. So I slammed on the preserved jawbone, 50-50, got it, it's on the prefix. What you want to do next is you want to unveil it. As I said, getting this point is usually a bit hard. I wouldn't use an omen, but if you want to double roll it, you can. I mean, I've used them so many times that I actually run out, so I didn't even use a double roll for this. And when I unveiled it, I lucked out. So I got T2 percentage, T3 percentage fizz. Not perfect, but good enough. And so my prefixes are done, right? And then I had crit chance and attack speed on the suffix. What I did next was to exalt, greater exalt. I think I landed dex, and in my case, none of the suffixes are really like build defining for me. Like it doesn't really help me that much. So I'm okay to lose the crit chance and all the attack speed. It would be unfortunate to lose the attack speed because then quality of life goes down. But if I lose either crit chance or dex, I'm happy. So what I did was slam perfect essence of battle, and I landed on the dex, which is great, perfect scenario, and basically this is done, right? So you can definitely craft this on in SSF pretty easily. And yeah, all right. So helm, pretty much same thing. You want to look for almost every crafting method is going to look like the same. In this case here, I didn't use an essence. I just picked up a base, I think. So I picked up double ES and empty prefix, and then I slammed and filled suffixes. Alright, usually helm is like you can be a bit more relaxed, and then just unveil once, didn't even use the omen, and then got life. Would have been nice to get yes hybrid, but it is what it is, right? So life is not too bad too, because I'm also a life based build. I'm a hybrid, so I'm life and ES, so it's perfectly fine here. It's quite easy to craft this, just getting decent base at the start and lucking out. This is the one where it's a little bit iffy. Okay, so crafting body armor usually is a lot harder with the same method I described for both, because you can't guarantee the flat, right? So in both you can guarantee a flat because of this you can't guarantee it, right? You can guarantee this, but that's 79% versus like 110 or something. Yeah, it's just 100 110. It's too big of a difference, I feel. You lose probably about 200 evasion thereabouts. So what I did here was, there's this omen. I don't think I have any more of it, but what you do is you would take a base. So I found a Corsair code with 20% speed penalty, turn it into a rare, double socket it, quality it up, and then use it. So what happens is it corrupts it and gives it 6 unveils. So these are all unveil mods, and then you just run just unveil. If you land 2 prefixes that are good, right? So it always goes in order: first prefix, second prefix, then third prefix. So you always settle your prefixes first. So I landed the 2 prefixes, and I was like, okay, this looks like it could be a great item. I want to make sure the next one is good. Like I think it was hybrid. Sorry, I got hybrid first and flat. So flat and hybrid, and the next one I said I really want to get the evasion rating, so I used an omen. I think I got it on the second try. So first try was like 70%, second try was 100. So that's great, yeah. And then the remainder was just okay. I'm not gonna care too much. I'm just gonna unveil without omens, and generally you could like land decent stuff. So co-res, reduce ignite, and deflection. I could probably swap out the ignite for dexterity at the time, but I'm quite happy to just reduce ignite duration. So Gloves, gloves, boots, and helm are pretty much the same strategy. Pretty much, you just want like key rolls and then slam on the last unveil. In this case, it's not unveil. I think I got lucky this one. This one has unveil life. Picked up chevrons from a boss, one of the new dangerous bosses. It dropped with ring walls, I got really lucky. And rings are kind of like this. You want a decent prefix and a decent suffix. So what we do is I pick up bases of the ground, like white bases, and then I greater orb of transmute and then greater orb of augmentation. If I get 2 mods that I like, the next step is I will abyssal. So I use one of the abyssals for essences. I'll use one of the essences for resistances, and then you would generally have like, so you have like 2 more slots, and so you exalt 1 more slot. Okay, you have 3. You abyssal, that's 4, and then you have the exalt 2 slots, I believe. Somewhat like that. Yeah, somewhat like that. So generally that's how you craft rings. Just pick up bases and keep doing that, and you'll be fine. In this case here, got quite a bit of rarity, here, really nice. So rarity here, pretty much gives me 100% MF. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Amulets are the same pretty much, same as rings. You wanna pick up bases with greater transmute, greater org. If you can essence a 3rd mod, go ahead. If not, you just greater regal, and then you desecrate if you, or you just, I wouldn't desecrate first. I would actually just exalt it. So I would just like spam exalts. So I would go like greater regal if the first 2 are like really good, and they're just normal exalts, because greater exalts are just so expensive. Not so expensive, so hard to come by. If you're unlucky, you can just chaos orb it. You know, I bricked a whole bunch of them. Pretty hard to land good amulets, to be honest. And then the last one, you just designate mod it and you'll be fine. It would be nice if we had +3 projectile gems and spirit, but that would be a very late game thing to tackle. You know, can you imagine ES dropping by 500 just because of this? This is like really good on defenses, and it has res too, so I think, yeah, I mean, I can't run spirit, but it's like so good. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about passivity and why rearguard. So rearguard, here's the thing, I think most people haven't realized this yet. I did some, I was crunching the numbers on this, and I was like, if I'm going pure fizz, a rare quiver doesn't really make sense, because like you get flat fizz, but you're not gonna get like an amazing amount of flat fizz, right? The only thing you get from a rare quiver that makes sense for you is the percentage bow damage and the flat fizz, and like a third, like, and then just maybe attack people quality of life. The rest of it is kind of like meh, like you probably don't need it. So the reason why rearguard's really good now is because block has kind of gotten buffed, right? So 50% block is something you can accomplish. I have got 50% block here, and 50% block applies to everything except for the red boss attacks. And that means in maps you have really good survivability, because you have both evasion as well as block, right? So if you see my evasion here, it's a 70% chance to evade, and then I have 50% chance to block. So very few things actually break through to my 3k life hippo. And then also I have the elemental damage reduction against hits from evasion, and then res as well. So lots of mitigation layers on this, makes it super tanky. Alright, oh yeah, and then what do you do for block? You have to get a block node, so I got 1 block node here, and then there's block nodes here as well. With that, you really cap block. The reason being is because you're also getting a lot of increased bonuses from equip quiver. So all these equipment bonuses too are also giving you like loads of projectile speed, and armor is like 10%. It's not that much, but it's not that much, but it's still something. And then all the stun build up, stun build up, I guess. Although I have not seen a boss get stunned, so mostly projectile speed and block chance just from these nodes, these nodes investment. 50% block is actually quite hard to accomplish on shields. You have to get loads of nodes, whereas down here you can get it quite easily because of the quiver scaling. So pathing here, pretty much the same as what you see in my Trey character. The exception is I've gone block. Like I've gone a lot of block nodes here. And because of chevrons, ascendancy tree is exactly the same. Just minor changes here and there because I've gone block, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright. Anything else to cover? Oh, I really need a flask with like game charges as well as recovery of high instantly, but finding one is a pain. Yeah. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys